Congratulations, you've made it through our first module, Mama Afrika, and we've transitioned into our second module, American Revolution. First, I'd like you to go to your grade setter on Blackboard and make sure that everything is accounted for. If you find a discrepancy and would like to discuss it, just email, text, call, Skype, or meet with me. I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. I also want you to check out the promised Frederick Douglass discussion board, which has its own separate content area. We'll be using it to discuss Douglass's works for the duration of the course. Secondly, I'm firmly aware that our foundational material can be very heady and emotionally charged, and we're not in the same room with each other to discuss these things. This is definitely one of the drawbacks of online instruction, at least in my estimation. I am trying to be optimistic that you are working through this material and that you're absorbing it well on your own. In a face-to-face environment, we can usually see each other's faces, body language, hear each other's voices and tones, and more, which can help in facilitating better discussions. However, in this online environment, we have to develop ways to still have great discussions about such topics or themes without the advantage of physically being with each other. If there's anything that you'd like to question, discuss further, and/or contest, please do so. We can do this either in the Lenox Lounge or in any of the modules related activities. I pride myself on assuring my students that they can totally disagree with my assertions as long as they can historically support their assertions and still get an A in the course. Thirdly, I was really intrigued with your foundational work. Hopefully you've all read your classmates' entry so that you get a further picture as well. This is why it is crucial that you at least peruse your classmates' posts. I'd like to draw your attention to the Lenox Lounge entry on Bishop Bartolome de las Casas. The bishop basically argued against the enslavement of the indigenous, also known as Indians, and suggested that Africans be selected as the optimal slave for the transatlantic slave system. While he regretted the suggestion, he recanted it on his deathbed. The damage had been done. This is a primary document that historians can refer to. I also added a plethora of other related articles for your perusal. Fourthly, there are many things that have been in the news that I'd like to post. However, I would be up around the clock reading and posting, as would you. If I feel it's crucial to cite, I'll post it in the Lenox Lounge, and I would encourage you to do the same. But I'm just not going to post something every time the media airs some unjust shooting, something that any of the political candidates say, or something about the Confederate flag, etc. I think you get that and you will appreciate it in the long run. While I want you to make connections to the world around us with our coursework, I also want you to have a healthy balance. Please do not get me wrong. I lament every life that is taken, whether it be civilian and or police. I'm a political animal, however, I just feel that I could overdo the posts, which greatly takes away from the history that we are studying. Again, there's a fine balance to self-care, historical study, and socio-political awareness. If you'd like to post something to this end, please post your comment in the appropriate blog or wiki. If it's something related, you could always post it in the Lenox Lounge. As for me, I'm very pleased with the work you've done in this first foundational module. Always know that even if you do not get exhaustive feedback on all your work, I read through your work once through, I reflect, and then I return to grade it. I hope you can sense that. This week will be firmly in the Western Hemisphere. I look forward to examining colonial Afro-American history with all of you. As always, if there's anything you need or anything I can make your learning experience better, do not hesitate to let me know. Have a great rest of your week as we venture into our second week.